Hello students, my name is Petang. I'll be taking you guys through BGCSE Religious Education, and in today's lesson we're going to be talking about religion and the environment. That is how religion hinders or takes care of the environment. It can be through pollution, or sometimes they're trying to reduce pollution, or sometimes they're promoting pollution or depletion of other natural resources like trees or the land, just the soil. So the objectives for today, we're going to discuss teachings and beliefs of Christianity, ATR and Baha'i faith about the relationship between humanity and the environment. That is how people or humans are related to the environment. Then we explain how Christian, ATR and Islam practices and beliefs affect the environment. The things that they do as part of their religion, how do they really affect the environment? Then lastly, we are going to suggest ways in which religious communities can contribute in the protection of the environment. What do we think these religions can do to try and save the planet? So we are going to start with the relationship between humanity and the environment according to these three different religions. I'll start with ATR. For ATR, they believe Modimo is a creator of everything. So since Modimo is the creator of everything, it means that the people of the environment should take care of everything in the environment, be it the land, the water, the trees, the ozone layer, everything. They should take care of those things, including the animals. Then again, they have totems which help conserve animals and plants. You know that there are some cultural groups that believe in totems. For example, Bangwakesi, they believe in that totem is Koena, so they have to conserve that animal. They don't have to eat it. Some believe that that totem is maybe Muda or a hare. They're not supposed to eat that animal. Some have trees that they believe is their totem, which they are not supposed to cut down or do anything to them, because those things are sacred. It means that they shouldn't touch or harm those kind of animals or plants. Then some natural environments are viewed as sacred places, hence are protected. So for example, we have Moreni Gorge at Tswapong. They believe that the place is the ancestors in that place, so it shouldn't be disturbed or anything. That way it helps conserve the natural vegetation in that area and even the animals. Then we move on to Christianity. There is stewardship which means that people need to take care of earth. It is even said in Psalm 24 verse 1 that the earth belongs to God. So since the earth belongs to God, it means that human beings should protect what belongs to God. It's not their things to, so they're not supposed to make any decisions about how they treat the animals in the environment, how they use the land in the environment. It's up to God, so they have to follow what God says or how God says they should use those natural resources. Then they also have some organizations that help care for the environment. An example is the Christian Environmental Association, whereby Christians just meet. It's a program or association whereby Christians meet and talk about how to take care of the environment. Sometimes they're even involved in some things like, litter picking or planting of trees and many other things that can help care for the environment. Then another thing is that they believe that if man is not at peace with earth, then earth itself cannot be at peace with men. Meaning that if earth is losing its touch, like trees, which may lead to global warming or climate change, the earth too will not be happy as people. If we people are not taking care of the environment, then the environment too cannot take care of us, because we are going to harm it, and if it's harmed, it cannot heal itself. It's up to us, to people, to decide what we want about. Maybe do we want to live peacefully? If you want to live peacefully, then we have to take care of our environment. Then Lastly, respect for life and above all for the dignity of the human person as an ultimate guiding norm for any sound economic, industrial or scientific progress. Then we move on to Baha'i faith. They say that all creation is interconnected, meaning that human beings, plants and animals are interconnected. Even the earth's crust, everything is connected. For people, we eat plants. Sometimes the earth feeds on us as human beings. You know that when people die, when they rot, sometimes they turn into ash. Sorry, they turn into soil. That's what they mean when they say all creation is interconnected. Then they also say the will of God is expressed through all the creation in our environment. That what God wants is expressed through the trees, the plants, the animals, even the water. Then we move on to another objective, which is how Christians, ATR and Islam practices and beliefs affect the environment. What are we doing as religions to hinder or take care of the environment? 1. Cutting down trees for medicinal purposes. The trees that are cut down for medicinal purposes and are not replaced, meaning if you cut down a tree and not plant it again, it leads to soil erosion. Sometimes that soil erosion can lead to a depletion or desertification, depletion of the land, or sometimes land degradation. It leads to a lot of things: soil erosion, desertification and land degradation. So the land won't be that good or nutritious to produce plants or food, the food that we need as human beings. Then they also say killing certain animals for sacrifices reduces the number of animals that are in that environment, which may lead to extinction. So if animals are extinct, sometimes we may lose the animals that we could have used to cure some diseases that are rising, like the likes of corona. You know that it's giving us a hard time. So maybe they have been something that could have healed that disease is extinct. So we have to take care of our plants and animals. Then they say graveyard pollutes underground water resources. So having those graveyards may pollute underground water resources, like underground water, which might make it not suitable for people to consume. And sometimes it may lead to some diseases. Lastly, rituals may lead to diarrhea or vomiting. Sometimes people undergo rituals and they make those mixtures that may not be very good for human consumption, which may lead to things like vomiting or diarrhea. Then lastly, we look at ways in which religious communities can contribute in the protection of the environment. How can these religious people try and stop the hindering of the environment? How can they try and care for the environment in return of it giving them things to consume and to use? First, they can practice afforestation. This is the planting of trees. When they cut a tree, they should replace it. Again, to have campaign of action to prevent issues of global warming, ozone depletion, deforestation and desertification. So they can have campaigns, move around educating people about caring for the environment, and even take care in sponsored walks, so door-to-door teaching people about conserving the environment. They should also emphasize environmental issues within their teachings. They should emphasize caring for the environment in their teachings, either at church or in their holy books. Then lastly, they should promote environmental education within their religious community. Sometimes they can just spare some time for just maybe 30 minutes to educate the church members about caring for the environment. Well, that's all I had for you today. Until we meet again on the next lesson. Thank you.